Welcome to Millennium News 24 Daily News Update. I am with you. Now details this time. A man with a long record of dangerous driving told investigators he smoked marijuana. All-An took prescription drugs hours before he sideswiped a bus, killing 8 Mexican farm workers and injuring dozens more, according to an arrest report unsealed Wednesday. Brian McLean Howard, 41, pleaded not guilty to driving under the influence manslaughter and remained jailed without bond for Tuesday's crash. The Florida Highway Patrol says he drove his 2001 Ford pickup into the center line on a 2-lane road and struck the bus, causing it to veer off the road, strike a tree, and flip over. The seasonal farm workers were on their way early in the morning to harvest watermelon at Cannon Farms in Dunellen, about 80 miles northwest of Orlando in north-central Florida's Marion County rural area of rolling hills with numerous horse farms and abundant fruit and vegetable fields. The Mexican consulate in Orlando was working to support the victims, meeting with some at a hotel in Gainesville. Many were taken to Advent Health Ocala Hospital. The electrical blackouts experienced by the container ship Dolly before it left Baltimore's port were mechanically distinct from those that resulted in the deadly collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge hours later, according to congressional testimony Wednesday. 2 were related to routine maintenance in port. 2 were unexpected tripping of circuit breakers on the accident voyage, National Transportation Safety Board Chair Jennifer Howmendy testified. The Dolly was headed to Sri Lanka laden with shipping containers and enough supplies for a month-long voyage shortly after leaving the port of Baltimore early on March 26. The ship lost power and propulsion and crashed into one of the bridge's supporting columns, killing 6 construction workers. Howmendy's remarks came the day after the safety board released its preliminary report into the bridge collapse. Their full investigation could take a year or more. President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump on Wednesday agreed to hold 2 campaign debates, the first on June 27th hosted by CNN and the second on September 10th. Hosted by ABC, setting the stage for their first presidential face-off to play out in just over a month. The quick agreement on the timetable followed the Democrats' announcement that he would not participate in fall presidential debates sponsored by the nonpartisan commission that has organized them for more than 3 decades. Biden's campaign instead proposed that media outlets directly organize the debates between the presumptive Democratic and Republican nominees. The debate is so unusually early on the political calendar that neither Biden nor Trump will have formally accepted his party's nomination. Hours later, Biden said he had accepted an invitation from CNN, adding, "Over to you, Donald." Trump, who had insisted he would debate Biden anytime and anyplace, said on Truth Social he'd be there, too, adding, "Let's get ready to rumble." Soon after that, they agreed to the second debate on ABC. Maritha's foreign adversaries will again seek to influence the upcoming U.S. elections, top security officials warned members of the Senate Wednesday, harnessing the latest innovations in artificial intelligence to spread online disinformation, mislead voters, and undermine trust in democracy. But the U.S. has greatly improved its ability to safeguard election security and identify and combat foreign disinformation campaigns since 2016, when Russia sought to influence the election. U.S. Director of National Intelligence Avril N. testified to the Senate Intelligence Committee. The latest warning from security officials comes as advances in AI make it easier and cheaper than ever to create lifelike images, video, and audio that can fool even the most discerning voter. Other tools of disinformation include state media, online influencers, and networks of fake accounts that can quickly amplify false and misleading content. Russia's President Vladimir Putin arrived Thursday in Beijing for a two-day state visit to China, in a show of unity between the authoritarian allies, as Moscow presses forward with a new offensive in Ukraine. An honor guard from the People's Liberation Army, the armed wing of China's ruling Communist Party, met Putin as he descended from his plane as dawn broke. A brigade of military police on motorcycles accompanied his motorcade into the city, with meetings to follow with his counterpart Xi Jinping and other top officials expected to emphasize their commitment to the no-limits relationship they signed in 2022, just before Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine. Since then, Russia has become increasingly economically dependent on China as Western sanctions cut its access to much of the international trading system. A short break from the daily English news of Millennium News 24. Stay tuned.